Hi guys, and welcome to One Trips One Poker Videos. Today we're starting a brand new series of exclusive poker shows that have not been seen for many years. And today we kick off with part 1 of episode 1 of the 2009 Bounty Stars of Poker. But before we start the episode, please do consider liking and subscribing. It takes just 2 seconds and it massively helps out the channel. And remember, you can always unsubscribe in the future. Right, let's get right into the episode.
Welcome to the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker, where 6 online qualifiers have gathered to take each other on for the chance to win £5,000. Win their table and they'll face our mystery player, sports legend or poker superstar, who will stand in their way to defend the bounty.
Well, this is going to be fireworks.
6 online qualifiers, 6 sporting legends and poker professionals, one of which is waiting for the winner of our first single table tournament. How will they fare? Will our qualifiers overcome their nerves, claim a scalp and win the bounty, or will our stars come out on top? Only time will tell. Let's join Jan Heitman and Trevor Harris and meet today's qualifiers.
Richard Hinchliffe lives in Carnarvon and once won £1,800 in a free roll. He's been playing for 5 years. And in seat 2 is Sohan Basu, who comes from Watford. His biggest win to date, $65. He could do a lot better than that today. Jonathan Hartman-Brown is the baby of the table, just 20. He's been playing for only a year or so. He says he learned to play from watching television. And in seat 4, Stephen Partridge, who runs a pharmaceutical plant in Suffolk. He's been playing for 4 years. He's never played live poker before. Paul Hallenby is a self-employed computer engineer from Leeds. He's a regular at his local casino, 15 years experience. And seat 6, Colin Forty, a data processor from Worcester, totally self-taught. He's already won a $6,000 package to a big tournament in Austria. The Bounty Stars of Poker see 6 online qualifiers playing a televised single table tournament. The winner will get £2,000 and go on to play a best-of-3 heads-up match against a mystery guest, either a poker pro or sporting legend, for an additional bounty prize of £3,000. If the online qualifier loses the heads-up bounty game, then the prize money will be carried over to the next show's bounty playoff. All the players will start with 100,000 in chips. Our first level just 1 and 2,000 blinds, so they've got a bit of time to settle in. And alongside me is Jan Heitman, PokerStars Pro. It's the biggest day in these players' poker lives, Jan. The first time on television for most of them. How's that going to affect the way they play?
Well, I'm really happy to find out because I think it's going to affect their play quite significantly. The cameras and the lights, and they're going to be pretty nervous. Some of them are playing for the biggest prize money in their history, so going to be interesting.
Hinchliffe is on the button first up, which means Basu and Hartman-Brown are on the blinds. Paul Hallenby having a look in seat 5, and he's not going to be interested in the 5-3.
Pass. 2.
Been a call from Hartman-Brown. He said raise there, Hinchliffe.
I think it's 6,000 total.
Interesting. First hand, King 9, and he's going up.
Well, he's on the button, he's got the best position, and apparently he's coming out firing.
You're watching the Bounty Stars of Poker. Blind levels, every 15 minutes they'll move up. 2-4 will be the next level that we reach. And we'll go all the way till we find a winner
Pass.
ahead of that heads-up challenge.
2,000. Pass.
Even he's not going to play
Two.
that.
7 total.
Suited queen for Basu.
7.
Basu taking a leaf out of
Pass.
Hinchliffe's book, raising with nothing.
Pass.
Ace-9 suited for Hallenby. He's in the big blind, so
Call.
5,000 more. He has made the call.
7, 9, 6.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Top
Check.
pair and a flush draw now for Basu, but
12.
now then Hallenby.
12,000.
Top pair, top kicker.
$12,000. 30,000 total.
And he's coming out firing. How much does Basu want to pay for his draw?
See if he plays it aggressively and moves in here.
But he's thinking about it.
All in.
He's gone all in, he's done it. And what a decision now for Hallenby.
That is difficult, but I don't think he can fold top pair here.
What's going through his mind? I guess 8-10 for the straight, or a set or something.
Unlikely. There's so many draws out there that Basu can move in here with a lot of draws. Any 8, any flush draw, obviously, maybe a pair. And Hallenby has top pair, top kicker. It's a tough decision because Basu could also have an overpair.
Pass.
He folds it. Wow.
Maybe because he just doesn't know enough about Basu's game. He's only just met him. Had it been maybe 45 minutes in, maybe he would have called. But he lays down the best of it. These guys have come to play today, no question. Well, the name of the game's Texas Hold'em, and to get started, one player is made the nominated dealer, or button. The two players to the left post the small and big blinds. These are forced bets to get the action started. The big blind is always double the small. Once the blinds have been posted, every player is dealt 2 cards face down. These are called the hole cards. The action starts with the player to the left of the big blind. They can either call the bet, raise it, or fold. Betting continues clockwise around the table, and once the betting is complete, 3 cards are placed face up in the centre of the table. This is called the flop. These are the community cards for all the players to use. Then we have another round of betting, after which the 4th card, the turn, is placed in the middle. This is followed by some more betting, and the last community card, the river. A final round of betting occurs, after which the remaining players show their cards. The person who can make the best 5-card hand wins the pot. Already plenty of action at this PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker sit and go.
2 to
A
play.
chance to go
Pass.
heads up
2.
with either a celebrity or a poker pro
Pass.
for the winner. And here's a hand for Hardman Brown. Ace Queen suited.
6,000 to play.
And that's become the standard raise already, hasn't it?
Call.
Now Partridge. 6-handed ace-10, very playable.
Pass. And pass. Thank you.
Two to the flop then.
3.
Here comes ace
10,
high. It'll be
8.
fireworks. 2 pair.
Goes 2.
Partridge. And Hardman Brown could get himself in big trouble here.
So it's our second flop and it's our second monster.
6,000.
Well, he's bet the same amount, but as a percentage of the pot, it's smaller.
Call.
Smooth call from Partridge, holding
2.
top 2 pair.
Do you check or bet?
That's a blank. Now, how involved with this hand is Hardman Brown going to get?
15.
Because at the moment, he's dead to the queen.
Let's see how Partridge plays it. He played it slow on the flop to trap his opponent.
Will he smooth call again for 15,000?
Raise.
And raise.
And he must suspect from the way that
50,000
Hardman
total.
Brown has played this, he could well have an ace 2. And if he's got a big kicker, he reckons he can take most of his stack right here.
Cool. How much? Sorry.
50,000 total.
He's announced
Got
call,
30, 35 more.
35,000 more. And that, of course, is half his stack.
Call.
I like the call here if he's prepared to get away from the hand on the river.
Under 5. Check or bet?
This might be a card that saves him actually, because it puts a flush out there,
All in.
puts a 1 card
All in.
straight out there.
And I can't see any way that Partridge can get away from 2 pair. He's a mile in front.
He doesn't like the river either, but he can't lay down top 2 here.
It's difficult for him to put
Cool.
Hardman Brown
Call.
on a backdoor flush draw. It's a showdown, and we're going to have our first casualty here. Top pair beaten by Partridge's 2 pair. A monster putt inside 10 minutes of the start. And we have lost Jonathan Hardman Brown. Top pair, it wasn't enough, and we're down to 5.
Jonathan, that was disappointing, short but sweet.
Yeah, I was disappointed to run into the 2 pair with my good kicker. I thought was unlucky to go out so early in the game, but I played well to get here.
You played very well to get here. Now, what was it like playing on camera?
It was a bit nerve-wracking. Heart was going.
Was it?
Yeah.
Heart rate monitor would have shot right up.
Yeah.
So back to playing online?
Yeah, afraid so. See if I can't make it back a second time.
I'm sure you can. Don't be too disappointed. You did very well to get here. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
The field has thinned then at the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker. 1 down, 5 still standing for the right to meet that mystery guest. Heads up.
Qualifiers are still taking place for this unique format.
We really hope you're enjoying this exclusive episode here on One Trips One Poker Videos. Remember, if you haven't liked and subscribed already, please consider doing so. It takes 2 seconds and it really helps out the channel. Right, let's get right back to the episode.
Early fireworks here in central London. 6 have become 5. And let's see how they stand. Well, Partridge after that all-in coup up to 197,000. Basu, he's very comfortable. So too Hinchliffe. 40 has roughly what he started with. Hallenby's on the short stack. Hallenby has the button. 40 and Hinchliffe on the blinds.
Small blind, please.
And from the evidence of what we've seen so far, even with a couple of action flops, Jan, we might not be here too long today.
No, it's moving rather quickly. I mean, the last flop was obviously a setup, having top pair with a good kicker against top 2.
2 to play.
But we've seen that
Pass,
Hinchliffe
2.
is very fond of playing.
Pass.
Partridge out the way. Round 2, Hallenby. And his lucky mascot. How playable is ace-8 five-handed?
Five-handed is quite playable, although Hallenby has shown that he's willing to lay down a lot of hands, so I'm not sure if he's going to play it. Seems to be quite tight.
6 to play.
Well, he has the button. It hasn't been raised until now, and he's bumped it.
Pass.
Okay, Jack for Hinchliffe.
I'm sure he's going to defend.
Raise.
The question was whether he was going to re-raise, and he announced a raise.
18. 18 more.
18 total.
18.
18 total.
18 total. And another decision. Seems like he's had a few of them so far. Hallenby.
18 total.
Well, he's called it, and he's therefore committed about a quarter of his stack already. Pre-flop,
5,
and he's going to
ace,
like that
9.
with a bullet.
Do you check or bet?
Well, Hinchliffe says 25. He's representing the ace, but
As
we
well
know
he
that
should.
Hallenby's got it.
As well, he should represent the ace, but let's see if
25.
Hallenby can lay down another top
25.
pair. I would be very surprised if he did.
Can't see it this time. He's getting short, isn't he? He's got a quarter of his stack in already. If you're going to play with ace-8 and you hit the ace, I think he's going to go with it. There's no flush draw, there's no straight draw.
Have you got left?
That's 70.
Well, he asked Hinchliffe for a count.
He looks like he might actually fold this hand still.
Just can't see why he would call the raise of
25.
Hinchliffe pre-flop, then hit his ace and fold.
Call.
He's just made the call. He's not got too much back.
7. Do you check or bet?
Oh, now he's got the gut shot as well as top pair. Those green chips there are 1,000.
19. Check.
As you see there would be no
Sorry?
card
Check, sorry.
for
Check.
Hinchliffe.
Yeah, check.
He's gone check now.
And 7.
Well, in this case, it's not bad because
Check.
he's got his opponent drawing dead.
All in.
19.
19.
Hallenby all in for 19,000. Hinchliffe's got the 7s on board and
Pass.
king high, so he can't call, and Hallenby will improve with that pot, and he needed it.
I'm Paul Hallenby from Leeds, and I currently am self-employed.
Let me start again.
I'm Rick Hinchliffe
Hi, my name's Steve Partridge.
from Carnarvon in North Wales.
My name's Sohan Basu.
I'm Colin Forty, I'm from Worcester.
I started playing poker roughly 15 years ago.
Started playing online about 5 or 6 years ago.
This could take all day.
I remember Chris Moneymaker winning the World Series of Poker.
My fiance got me started in poker.
That'll please her.
I've never played live poker before, so this is all going to be a very new and interesting experience for me.
I don't have a lot of experience playing live poker.
I normally play live poker every couple of weeks.
I'm looking forward to the day.
Went to Austria back in March when I played in the Alpine Cup.
I really don't know at this stage how my nerves are going to hold up.
Sorry. My biggest achievement in poker so far is being here today.
Viewers can still participate in the Bounty Stars of Poker and play on TV for bounty prizes against poker pros and celebrities. We are in central London at the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker. $40 is on the button. So Partridge will be first to speak here with the King 9.
I raised to 5,000.
Sorry?
I raised to 5,000.
5,000 total.
Better than just limping in, I guess, Jan?
Yeah, it's a decent raise. I mean, King 9 is not a monster hand, but he hasn't really played a hand yet. I mean, he actually has played a big hand, but he's the big stack, so he can
Pass.
turn up the pressure a little bit.
Hinchcliffe has got a hand. Ace-Queen, we've seen him raising up without the cards so far. What's he going to do now he's got them?
20.
20 total?
Yeah.
20,000.
He's going to re-raise, which is good, you know,
Pass.
because now he has actually a monster, and people have seen him raise a couple of times and re-raise and then give up the pot. So his image is perfect for exploiting his good hands as well.
Cool.
Cool.
Yep.
Partridge does not believe. He's seen the way that Hinchcliffe's played so far. He's peeling a flop
9,
off here,
8, 10.
and he's hit it.
Do you check or bet?
He sort of hit it. It's not a
All
really
in?
good flop for him. There's
All
one
in.
overcard. There's so many straight draws, possible straights out there.
And Hinchcliffe's moved all in straight away, having missed the flop
43.
high, wide and handsome. Got to admire the guy's guts. Now, Partridge can take him out with a call if his hand stands up, but it's hard to find for 43,000. Looked like he was picking those chips up and then looking at Hinchcliffe to get a reaction from him. Basu's an interested spectator. Do you think he passes here?
Cool.
Cool.
No, I think he calls.
He does. And Hinchcliffe's tournament's on the line here. He's going to need to find an ace or a queen.
Or a jack helps him for a straight. So he actually has a couple of outs. I like his play, actually. I would like to see him go on, win this hand, because he definitely has the stuff to win this.
Here comes the turn. So jack, ace or queen. Otherwise, Partridge will be in a fantastic position. He's taken one player out already. And he's done on the river with the ace. Well, maybe there is some justice. He was the leader going in, and he's hit one of those outs to keep himself in the tournament.
Yeah. Well, if he thinks this is tough, he might be facing rugby hardman Mike Tyndall later on today in the Bounty Challenge.
I couldn't fold after this.
No, that's right.
It's so much action. We've only had 7 hands. There hasn't been a dull one yet. Hinchcliffe on the button.
2,000 suited.
Let's see if
Allenby.
he sits out after having so much nervousness in the last couple of hands.
Not going to play Queen 10 from
2.
there. 40's been pretty quiet so far. And that will continue, I think.
Pass.
Hinchcliffe, on the other hand, has been very, very active.
7.
And he's coming out betting
7
again
total. Cool.
with a massive hand that is 5 high.
Offsuit, nonetheless.
Oh, Basu's got a playable hand here.
Cool.
What a pain. And Partridge with pocket 7s. There we go again.
5, 6, 2.
Doesn't get too much better when you've got
Check.
7s than that.
Cool bet.
It's also a monster flop for Hinchcliffe. He's flopped middle pair and a gut shot.
Yeah, he'd need 4 to make that straight. Partridge, as you can see, is ahead.
No help there for Basu.
I'll bet 20.
20.
He's already shown he hates to throw hands away.
Cool.
And he's reckoning any 5,
Pass.
any 3 or any 4 would be good. And he's right. He's called for 20. These two at it again.
A queen. Check or bet.
Basu, who just folded king queen, got out of the way just in time to hit top pair on the turn.
Already there's something of a rivalry developing between these two on the basis of that previous hand.
20.
20.
Partridge milking the pot. 20 more, he says.
I like the fact that he bet, but he didn't bet enough. Because there's a flush draw out on the board. That's the most likely hand that Hinchcliffe could have here. Or a 4 for a straight draw, something like that. 7-8 is possible. So he's betting a third of the pot. I like the fact that he's betting because the queen doesn't really help anybody on that flop.
Cool.
And Hinchcliffe says it's cheap enough for me to call. Here comes
7.
the river. Well, set of 7s for Partridge. I think Hinchcliffe surely is done with this hand now. He's only got 4th pair.
And we've already seen a couple of hands and a couple of showdowns, and so far Partridge has only checked when he had a bad hand and played it aggressively, at least on the turn when he had a good hand. So if he bets again here, it should be an easy fold for Hinchcliffe.
Well, those black chips are 5,000 apiece.
60.
60.
Well, no way even Hinchcliffe could call this.
Now I would have bet a little bit less because Hinchcliffe has 81,000 left and 60,000 represents such a big amount of his stack that he's very unlikely to call. But he could have milked him for 31,000 to leave him with exactly 50,000.
Yeah, so maybe a value bet would have been the play, but he's got a nice stack. Hinchcliffe a little lighter than he was a couple of minutes ago.
2,000, 4,000.
Price of poker's going up. 2,000 and 4,000 are the new blind levels. £2,000 in prize money for the winner of this tournament, plus the chance to play for another 3,000 heads up against either a poker pro or a celebrity. Hallenby with the suited connectors. Become a fashionable hand to see flops with, things like 8-9 suited, hasn't it?
Yes, really in this kind of format it's not such a great hand. It's 9 high, you probably flop some kind of a draw or middle pair or something. So I don't like to play them in this type of tournament. In big stack tournaments it's a completely different thing, and in cash games they're a very playable hand. I'm surprised that Hallenby actually plays it here. He struck me as a tight player so far.
Jack.
3 to the flop then, Jack, deuce, 8.
Check or bet.
So
Check.
Partridge has hit top pair.
Check. And check. Ace. Check.
Ace on the turn. Well, you're right with what you said about Hallenby. He did flop per second pair. But it's not going to do him any good at the moment.
Surprised he didn't bet it on the flop.
Pass. Eight.
Oh, he's waiting to suck out on the river. Okay.
Yes, killer card for Stephen Partridge, that.
Check.
Trips for Hallenby.
15. Oh.
It's a good bet from Hallenby and a good fold from Partridge. He bet about, what, 2/3 of the pot? And Partridge escaped the noose that time.
Playing very well so far. Winning the pots that he's supposed to win. He's folding the hands that he's supposed to fold.
If you were one of these qualifiers, Jan, would you rather play a poker pro if you got to the heads-up stage, or would you rather play a celebrity?
Well, that really depends what your personal favoritism towards the star in question is. I think if you're really into poker, you probably want to play a poker player. Me personally, as Jan Heitman, I would like to play the sports star because I know most of the poker pros anyway, and they tend to play better poker than the sports stars.
Yeah, they're very competitive though, aren't they? The footballers and rugby players that like a game of cards.
15 total.
No surprise to see
Pass.
Hinchliffe involved.
Pass.
And these are the type of hands that are really difficult to play now unless you hit a set, because Hinchliffe has played a lot of hands, so people don't give him a lot of credit. And a pair of threes after the flop is going to be difficult, almost no matter what the flop is.
So only got 40 to get through.
Cool.
And he has made the call. Ace-9 against Hinchliffe's pocket threes.
Jack 6.
Threes are
9.
still good, but
Check or bet?
I beg your pardon. No, he's got a pair 40, hasn't he? He's hit the 9.
Check. 7.
And I think 40, because Hinchliffe didn't bet on the flop, reckons he's probably good with the 9s.
It's a pretty safe card on the turn for him as well. And there's not much that Hinchliffe can do here except fold.
It's a very small bet, though, isn't it? He's just teasing him, I think. Oh, he has called it. He's only got the 3 to hit.
This, on the other hand, is a perfect card to bluff on the river.
Well, all sorts of straightening possibilities now.
Something.
17.
That's a very, very good bet. It's small enough to not lose a lot of money against a better hand.
Pass.
And it defends very well against a bluff, because Hinchliffe, with his stack size, can't do a lot about that.
A mystery challenger awaits the winner of Heat 1, but who will it be? 3 sporting legends, rugby player Mike Tyndall, footballer Gary Speed, or former England spinner Phil Tufnell, and 3 poker pros, Peter Eastgate, Marcel Lus, the Flying Dutchman, or even EPT winner Victoria Corrin. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back. You're watching the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker. Cards have been dealt. We've got a new dealer. It's Dina.
Pass.
Allaby not going to play. Blinds are up to 3 and 6,000 now.
Pass.
This could be a telling level, Jan, now, 3-6.
Yeah, certainly. At least Richard Hinchliffe is in pushing range, as we say.
15,000 total.
Here he comes. 15,000 with 5 high into Basu's ace-9.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't get the impression that Sohan Basu is a man to be trifled with. Just these two then. And Hinchliffe needs some help. Well, he's hit a piece of it, but Basu has a bigger piece.
$16,000.
And Hinchliffe has got to the point where he's got to make a decision here. Is this going to be his tournament with bottom pair?
Interestingly, Basu made the decision easier for him, because if he gets checked into, he's probably going to bet his bottom pair. But if Basu bets on a... the board is not... doesn't have any draws in it, except for straight draws.
Pass.
He gets saved by the bet.
Wonder whether Richard Hinchliffe will decide to pull the trigger here. He's 42,000, he's on the button. Now, what's Hallenby found to go with that ace? Just a 4.
Pass.
So Richard should push with a lot of hands here, and I'm sure he's waiting to just do that. 8-5 is very close. His problem is that the big chip leaders are sitting in the blinds, and they have shown that they are willing to play a lot of hands.
Oh, first time we've seen the Sky Rockets today. American Airlines, whatever you want to call them. And it's the kind of hand, yeah, you want to see a flop with it. 12,000 more, he has made the call.
And it is one of the best hands to crack aces with. Not on this flop, though.
Jack.
No, I think he's probably done with this now. Couple of spades on board. Might persuade Partridge to bet rather than check behind Basu.
$28.
28,000.
That will be the end of it.
First.
Still five-handed, but how long that'll be the case is anyone's bet, because Hinchliffe is short. 40's been involved in so few pots, just 7% of all the flops he's seen. Compare that with 25 for Basu, 21 for Hinchliffe, 21 also for Partridge. Well, this could be the hand for him to commit the chips.
This is what he's been waiting for. And it's actually quite a strong hand to pick up in that spot. Very curious why he doesn't move in, though.
Well, he's left himself 26,000 back. Kojak for Hallenby.
10 more, 16 total.
Can be a bit crazy, Hallenby. He wants a better friend £200 that he could ride a unicycle backwards for 500 yards. And he fell off it, broke his wrist, and lost the bet. It's 10,000 to him.
Cool.
I think he'll give Hinchliffe less respect for having a hand than just about anyone else at the table. He's going to need that bear's help, as he is dominated here. He does have a flush draw now.
He's gone all in, out of turn. Yeah. It is 26,000.
Curious thing happened here. Hinchcliffe went all in out of turn. It's quite interesting because the best move that Hallenby has here is move in right away in first position with a flush draw.
Yeah, it is the nut flush draw at that. But he knows. If he didn't know before he was behind, he certainly does now.
Well, he can't be sure. He has king high. Hinchcliffe has played a lot of weird hands so far, and he's moved in when he was behind before, so...
So it is going to be an all-in here. Hinchliffe's tournament life at stake, but he is ahead. Just got to avoid a heart. King, of course, is no good to Hallenby. Two pair, but the heart will take him out. And he's safe. He needed a double through, and he got it at the expense of Paul Hallenby.
Let myself blind out and then more volume when the blind getting there.
New blind level 5 and 10,000, and it's bad news for the short stacks, particularly Paul Hallenby, who only had 33,000 at the start of his hand. Now he's got 10 of those in on the big blind.
Pass.
Seven high for Hinchliffe. Around to Basu. Only Partridge then can stop Hallenby, and he might actually defend with King 8.
Yeah, he needs to put Paul Hallenby all in here.
Can I raise another 15?
You can raise 15?
Yeah.
So that's going to make it 25 total.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to put another 5 in.
Not quite all in. He's going to have 18,000 back if he wants to play.
Total.
All in.
15,000 more. All in.
No, he's all in.
How much is that to call?
25. It's another 8,000 more.
Well, Partridge is going to have to call. It's just 8,000 more. A chance for Hallenby to double up. A chance for Partridge to take another player out.
Cards over them, please.
Hallenby's ahead with ace-9. But as you see, the lead is a precarious one.
Thank you. Made it 12 up now. Come on.
Now that's an excellent flop for Hallenby.
I'll settle for that.
So runners required now for Partridge.
Runner kings for the win, runner 8s for the win, or runner 5s for the split.
And now it is a done deal. And in fact, Trip 8 had a full house in the end for Hallenby. So he stays alive, doubles through, he's now got 66,000. Well, these players not used to the spotlight, but it's their big day today. The 5 still remain, and they desperately want to win and then get themselves heads up against a big sports star or a poker professional. Partridge not going to play. Ace-Jack for Hallenby. He's still short relatively. And all in from him is only 6 big blinds, and 40 behind him has got the Cowboys.
Wow, that's unlucky for Hallenby. He finds a hand that he's willing to play. It's difficult to do in his case.
35,000 total.
And then 40 finds a hand that he's willing to play.
All in.
40 does have Hallenby covered.
Pass. Pass.
Basu can't play. And Hallenby is in bad shape here.
Okay, all in. Call.
We know he's going to call.
Yeah. Nice job. Ooh.
Healthy percentage at the moment. The Colin Forte. Just needs to dodge a bullet here. Oh, look at that! Didn't expect it that way. Wow,
Oh, he's still.
Another king would make a full house though for 40. Flush draw as well now for Hallenby. Well, he's escaped the noose there.
You had me covered anyway, didn't you? Well covered.
Only just.
61.
Triple up, I think. That's short stacked.
Yeah, but
And
3-7.
blind.
Not even suit, yeah.
Well, no, but you had a chance that you had at least 5 cards.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But in hindsight,
Yeah, hindsight.
you know, it's a wonderful thing, baby.
Pass.
Those are the dream situations as a poker player. You're on TV for the first time. You fold, then you flop 2 pair, and the guy who took out your kings with ace-jack is berating you for not playing the hand.
Pass.
Yes, he said rather dismissively, didn't he, in the end 40? Well, that was hindsight.
All
He's right. Now he is all in. All in from the small blind.
15,000 more. Cool.
Well,
Cool.
he's getting some advice from his left-hand side to call. He is going to do it. And actually, he'll have live cards at least, and 40 won't believe he's ahead with the 8-4.
That's quite difficult to do.
This is what happens with short stacks in a fast blind structure tournament. Got no choice. 8-4 versus deuce 3. .40 safe so far. Just needs to avoid a deuce or a 3. The 8's going to play. As a 7 comes, no, it's a queen. So the 8 does play. He's still there, and Hinchcliffe has lost a few chips, but he's still got 77,000 back. 2 more double throughs, and 40 will have 200,000, and that's how quickly it changes.
Hi, my name's Colin Forty, I'm from Worcester. The thing that gives me most pride in my life so far would be the birth of my children, being there when they were born. That beats everything basically. When I'm not playing poker, I've just got my son interested in, he's signed up for a football team, so I like to take him there to matches and to training. My greatest achievement so far, I won a package to Austria, where I played against qualifiers and professionals. I'm good at reading the game. I'd like to think that patience is my strongest strength. My weaknesses would be probably too many distractions, not concentrating. I'd like the challenge of playing against a professional. I think the celebrities may be a little unpredictable. If I do get to heads up, then I'm going to be aggressive from the start and hopefully steamroller, anyone I come up against.
This is 7:15 now.
Yeah. 7:15, yeah.
Blinds are up again. 7 and 15,000 now. The chip leader, Sohan Basu, with more than 200,000.
Pass.
40 and Hinchliffe are the short stacks.
Pass. 15 to call.
Well, Forte is surely going to commit his chips here. He's on the button with Queen Jack.
All in?
Yep, in they go.
No call there.
Pass. Cool.
Basu King 9. And he has called it. He was in the big blind there, so it was only 35,000 more. Basu's ahead, but it's close this.
50 in total. Yeah. 50,000.
So Forte has to improve to stay in the tournament. And he has done. There's the jack. So redraw king required for Basu, the chip leader. This would even up the tournament if he can't find that cowboy. One card to come. 3 outs. Well, Forte stays alive, and not just that, he's got a playable stack again. No one wants to leave, Jan, do they?
Yeah, of course, no one does.
It's all very tight and tense here. Around about 50,000 only separating the first 4.
Pass.
And these blind levels, the new blind level 5-10 it was, now 7-15 producing action. Hinchliffe has found 10s. He is the short stack. And Basu ace-9.
This should be interesting.
What is it now? 15?
15,000 to call.
45.
Raise to 45,000 total. Re-raise all in.
Well, Basu actually almost beat Hinchliffe into the pot there.
Cool.
I would be ecstatic with 10s.
Cards over, please.
Well, he's in great shape here, Hinchliffe. Basu's got to hit that bullet or find some diamonds. Hinchliffe wouldn't be far off the chip lead if he wins this hand. No aces there. Well, now a flush draw is going to sweat
makes
it.
Interesting.
Oh, it's never easy, is it?
10
Diamond or an ace. Oh, on the river. A flush from Basu, and Hinchliffe has to leave us. He's given us some great entertainment, but his 10s didn't stand up.
Rick from North Wales goes out in 5th place. Rick, disappointing, but you played pretty well.
Yeah, not too bad, but a bit unlucky at the end there.
Bit unlucky at the end. Now, how different is it playing at home to playing on television?
Oh, it's much different, a lot more pressure, and
So do you think that affected your game?
Yeah, a bit, yeah. And I'm not used to playing live anyway. I usually just play on the internet, so...
Now, it did seem pretty tense at the table for a while up there. I wanted the banter to get going between you lot. That would have been fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if the cameras weren't here, it probably would have done. But, I don't know.
Well, listen, you did very well, so thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Well done.
Cheers.
A mystery challenger awaits the winner of Heat 1, but who will it be? 3 sporting legends, rugby player Mike Tindall, footballer Gary Speed, or former England spinner Phil Tufnell, and 3 poker pros, Peter Eastgate, Marcel Lust, the Flying Dutchman, or even EPT winner Victoria Corrin.
Qualifiers are still taking place for this unique format.
We'll be back with more action from the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker in just a couple of minutes.
Guys, thanks for joining us on One Trips One Poker videos. Be sure to check out all the other videos on our channel and make sure to like and subscribe so you know when we upload some new episodes. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.